She was just weeks away from quitting music for good. She'd spent nearly 10 years collecting no after no, working a front desk job at a gym to pay her bills. Then, at 28, Sydnie Christmas walked onto the Britain's Got Talent stage, hit one golden note, and not only won the show's 17th season, but became the first ever solo female singer to take the crown. Within a year, her debut album shot to number 1 on iTunes in both the UK and the US, and she was headlining London theaters she once couldn't even get an audition for. Born in 1995 in Gravesend, Kent, Sydnie was drawn to musical theater from childhood. After graduating from the D&B Academy of Performing Arts in 2014, she quickly found work, landing a role in Lazarus at London's King's Cross Theatre, the David Bowie musical. She sang on Royal Caribbean cruise ships as Rizzo in Greece and later joined Starlight Express in Bochum, Germany. But breaking into London's West End proved brutal. Audition after audition ended in rejection, and by the end of 2023, nearly a decade on, Sydnie wondered if she could afford to keep chasing the dream. On New Year's Eve, she told her family an entertainment career might no longer be viable. One last gamble remained: Britain's Got Talent. In early 2024, the 28-year-old took that chance. For her televised audition, she chose a soulful arrangement of Tomorrow from Annie, the version made famous by Marisha Wallace. From her very first note, the judges were spellbound. Amanda Holden called it the best version I have ever heard in my life, and smashed the golden buzzer, sending a tearful Sydnie straight to the semifinals. Finally, after years of no's, she had her first big yes. In the live semifinals, she delivered Frank Sinatra's My Way with such power that Amanda Holden was moved to tears. And Simon Cowell raved, "It wasn't a 10, it was an 11. If it wasn't for people like you, I wouldn't bother making this show." Viewers agreed. Sydnie topped the vote with about 37.9%. Heading into the June 2nd final, she was the bookmakers' favorite despite whispers that her past professional gigs gave her an unfair advantage. Unfazed, she closed the night with a soaring version of Over the Rainbow, inspired by her idol Loren Allred. When the votes were counted, Sydnie was crowned the winner with 27.2% of the public vote, becoming the first solo female act ever to win Britain's Got Talent. She took home the £250,000 prize and a spot performing at the Royal Variety Performance. Overnight, she went from gym receptionist to national star, but kept her feet firmly on the ground. Her bosses still had her on the rota, and she laughed that she needed to tell them she couldn't work there anymore. To save on rent, she even moved back in with her parents while planning her next steps. Some critics claimed it was unfair for a professional to compete. Sydnie pushed back. She wasn't a West End star, she'd almost quit performing altogether. BGT, she said, was her lifeline. Before the final even aired, Andrew Lloyd Webber had spotted a social media clip of her singing Starlight Express and personally asked her to record it. A dream moment for a lifelong theater fan. Soon after, she signed with Inner Talent and headed into the studio. By October 2024, just 4 months after her win, Sydnie released her debut album, My Way, packed with powerful renditions of classics like My Way and Over the Rainbow. It shot to number 1 on iTunes in both the UK and the US, though it peaked at number 71 on the official UK charts. Proof her digital audience was huge even without a mainstream pop hit. She recorded many tracks with a live orchestra in Prague, embracing her theatrical roots. A deluxe edition added holiday favorites, and by December she'd released the cheekily titled Single Christmas at Christmas, along with a festive EP. To promote the album, she launched the My Way tour across the UK in late 2024. Stops included London's West End Aldwych Theatre, a symbolic victory for someone who had spent years trying to break into that very scene. The tour sold out dates, drew 5-star reviews and nightly standing ovations. Her profile quickly went global. In November 2024, composer David Foster invited her to perform at his 75th birthday gala at the Hollywood Bowl alongside Michael Bublé, Josh Groban, and Andrea Bocelli. By April 2025, she was making her New York concert debut with 2 sold-out shows at Sony Hall, earning 5 standing ovations. Those performances were filmed for a U.S. television special. As she joked online, "I've never done an American talk show or charted there. But somehow my album went #1 on iTunes, so we're bringing the show to them." Back home, she returned to her theater roots. In late 2024, she starred as the fairy godmother, aptly nicknamed Fairy Christmas, in Sleeping Beauty at the Orchard Theater in Dartford. And in May 2025, she returned to the BGT stage for a powerful duet of Over the Rainbow with her idol Loren Allred, bringing her journey full circle. Then came the ultimate dream. In June 2025, just a year after her TV triumph, Sydnie was cast as Cruella de Vil in a new London production of 101 Dalmatians, the musical. For 6 weeks, she headlined the show at the Eventim Apollo in Hammersmith, her first true West End caliber leading role. Critics praised her campy, commanding performance, and audiences packed the theater. After a decade of failed auditions, she finally stood center stage in the city she'd once only dreamed of conquering. Immediately after wrapping the musical, she headlined a one-night-only concert, Sydnie Christmas, live in London at His Majesty's Theatre, another West End venue, filmed for U.S. broadcast and proving she could draw crowds on her name alone. Sydnie's career shows both the promise and the pressure of talent show fame. She moved fast, assembling a team, recording an album, and launching a tour in mere months. Simon Cowell advised her to choose your own path and take control. And she did. Rather than chase a pop hit, she leaned into her theatrical strengths and built a mature, loyal audience. Challenges came too. The £250,000 prize vanishes quickly when you're funding albums, costumes, and tours. She initially kept her gym job and moved home to save money. And she faced the usual fix accusations, which she diffused by sharing her years of rejection and near retirement. Her humility and perseverance turned critics into believers. She also diversified, recording, touring, acting, and even releasing a VE Day tribute of Vera Lynn's We'll Meet Again for the 80-year anniversary. Her fan base, the self-named Syndicate, has stuck with her, proving that her appeal outlasts the TV spotlight. Culturally, her win was a milestone. 17 seasons in, BGT finally crowned a solo female singer. Her performances of show-tune classics reignited interest in timeless standards and inspired aspiring performers across the UK and beyond. Andrew Lloyd Webber's personal endorsement and her leap from ensemble player to headliner gave hope to countless drama school graduates chasing their own big break. Internationally, her profile continues to grow. Broadway World highlighted her haunting VE Day cover and sold-out New York shows, and fans from Canada to Australia discovered her through viral BGT clips. Industry chatter already links her name to potential Broadway or Disney productions, though for now, those remain only rumors. Compared with other BGT stars, Sydnie is carving her own path. Like Paul Potts and Susan Boyle, she blends classical influence with an emotional backstory, but she's focused more on live performance and theater than on pop charts. She shares Calabro's theater-loving audience, yet avoids their later plateau by courting international markets and keeping creative control. And like Loren Allred, she weathered professional contestant criticism with humility and honesty. As of late 2025, Sydnie Christmas is far more than a reality TV winner. She's a full-fledged performer with a hit album, a sold-out UK tour, a West End leading role, and international concerts to her name, all within a year of her big break. At 30, she's the down-to-earth diva who can belt Over the Rainbow one night and command a major musical the next. She's hinted at writing original material for a second album, and is considering another UK tour and possibly her first US dates later in the year. Whatever comes next, Sydnie knows that success means working even harder. "This time last year I was handing out towels at the gym," she laughed, "and now I'm here. I'm very lucky, but I also know I have to work even harder to make it last." From near retirement to international stages, Sydnie Christmas proves that when you're closest to giving up, your biggest breakthrough might be just around the corner.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.